Hello and welcome to this very important message about the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that is happening on April the 20th in the sign of Taurus, which is a huge deal because Taurus is the tangible, the physical, the material. So there are some things that are now ready to finally come into our lives that have not been coming into our lives for a really long time, perhaps. And this energy is going to be playing out as of today. So effective April 16th until the 27th of April, there's this 12-day window that is open with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction because today they came closer together, and with every day that we get closer and closer to the 20th of April, these two planets are inching closer and closer to each other, meaning that their energy is amplifying, it is growing in strength as they are coming closer and closer together, which also means that they're playing out certain energies within our lives already and bringing in certain opportunities. So there's this beautiful 12-day window that we need to take advantage of, and you need to really, really make sure that you are in the right mindset, in the right frame of mind, in the right attitude, and in the frequency of love for yourself, for your life, because that is going to propel you forward in a huge, massive way. Welcome to the channel. My name is Kata. I'm an intuitive life coach and I am an energy healer, and I am here to help people ascend, to help people heal from their childhood traumas and wounds and from past life traumas and wounds. And I have a program available right now. It's called Becoming 2.0. The waitlist for this program is actually now open. If you are interested in signing up for that, check it out. It is in the description box below. And what this program is all about is to help people heal from their past, from certain traumas that they've experienced, so that they can become the best, most badass, most authentic, powerful version of yourself like you have never been before. This is an 8-week program, and it's going to be taking place beginning May. So if you're interested in becoming this next level version of yourself in 2024 and you are ready to take control of your life and stop living from your wounds and stop living from those unhealed parts of yourself and stop contracting yourself, then this program is definitely for you. All the details, like I said, are in the description. Check out the link and you can read about it there. Now, let's get into this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction because, my God, it is a powerhouse of an energy. I can feel it already today. It is absolutely dissolving fear. It is eradicating fear. It is asking us to completely dissolve fear within ourselves. And it is asking us to become the best, most authentic version of ourselves. So it's actually quite interesting that I was finally able to open the door for the waitlist for my program because it is so in alignment with this Jupiter energy. It's crazy. It is absolutely mind-boggling. And because this conjunction is in the sign of Taurus, this is really going to revamp our physical lives like never before. And this energy doesn't come around frequently. This happens, these types of conjunctions usually between these planets happen once about every 12 years. So the next one won't happen for another over a decade. So that's what I'm saying. We need to take advantage of this energy and we need to get all of our ducks in a row and really get into this powerful version of ourselves because this energy is going to support that. And when you do, and the moment that you accept yourself and your authenticity and that you are ready to really step up in a huge way in your life and really start making some changes, this energy is going to not propel you forward. It's going to like explode you forward. That's the kind of energy that it comes with, and it's so exciting. It is so powerful. I can feel it within myself already. So let's get into the details of, I'm going to break down like the symbolism of Jupiter, the symbolism of Uranus, so that you can understand how this is going to affect you, what area of your life, and how it's going to play out for you. And, you know, take it all in whatever context resonates with you, leave what doesn't resonate. And you will know specifically as I go through the details of the two planets and the symbolic meanings of these planets, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about when I hit certain points and whether that's applicable in your life or not. Okay, so let's talk about Jupiter first. Jupiter is the largest planet of our solar system, and it has a very powerful, very, very special meaning behind it because of the fact that it is the largest of all of the planets in our solar system. What does that largeness symbolize? It symbolizes expansion and growth and moving way outside, way beyond our comfort zones, moving way outside of our teeny tiny little boxes that we put ourselves into and just really going for it, like really, really going for all the different things that we've been desiring to go for in our lives. So it symbolizes growth and expansion, influence, and authority. So it's also asking us actually to step into our authority. Can you become the authority of your life? Can you start to live your life according to what feels good for you, according to what feels right for you, and what is most in alignment with you? That's what Jupiter is going to be asking us, is already asking us as of today. This is a time to receive something tangible. So Jupiter wants to deliver gifts, okay? Gifts of love, gifts of prosperity, of money. Because it's in the sign of Taurus, this has definitely to do with money. It wants to deliver all kinds of opportunities that can bring money and all kinds of expansion when it comes to money. So it's also a time to receive material wealth. So material wealth is something that we must allow in. So Jupiter is asking us at this time, can you allow in the material wealth that I want to present to you? The material wealth I want to give you to support you so that you can elevate your life, so that you can get the things that you need to get, do that renovation, make your home feel better, more special, more whatever, right? That's what Jupiter wants to bring in here with this energy. It's also asking us to start something that we are passionate about right now. Oh my God, in these 12 days, if you take charge and initiate something that you are super passionate about, something maybe that you've never really touched on before, then Jupiter's going to expand it. It's going to grow it. It's going to make it explode. So it's a really, really good time to start something, a career path, a hobby. It's really tied to our money and the way that we earn income. So it's about focusing on that passion, something that really, really brings you passion, and to start doing that because it is going to yield money. It's going to yield wealth if you are willing to align yourself with that authenticity within you and with that authentic passion that you have for this thing, for doing this thing, whatever that is. If it's coaching others, if it's art, if it's music, if it's dance, it's whatever brings you passion, that is what is time now for you to embody and to start. Okay? There's also great influence on the success of your activities. So efforts and action will be rewarded in a huge way, in a massive way, because Jupiter wants to expand it. Jupiter wants you to get rich off it, right? So it's like, let's go. There is also a reminder, reminding all of us actually, to constantly improve our skills and our abilities in order to be the best. It's encouraging curiosity. It wants us to be curious. It wants you to dive in, learn something new, begin something new, expand your knowledge, expand your skill set, expand how you do things, right? It's really, really about stepping out of the comfort zone. It's about making sure that you're pushing everything out of the way that is keeping you in that little tiny box, that is keeping you from taking a risk, right? Because this is also about risk taking. So it's really, really time for us now, collectively, for individually, for us to step into that true version of ourselves and to allow it to bring in the kind of prosperity that only fulfillment can really bring in. They say in The Secret that joy attracts money. So the more joyful you are doing what you do, the more money you're going to make. Okay. And this is why a lot of people stagnate and don't make a lot of money doing things that they don't enjoy, because you don't have that joy frequency within you that would be attracting the money in. Okay. So it's very important that you remind yourself that I need to love it. If I don't love it, I'm not doing it. Okay. That's the kind of energy that this Jupiter is asking us to step into boldly, bravely, fearlessly. Okay? It's also asking us to make self-realization and self-improvement our primary goal. So this is all about that self-improvement, that healing, that, dropping the baggage and dropping those emotional wounds from your childhood that are still holding you back, perhaps, that are still not allowing you to become this full, whole version of yourself. We can't fully and authentically express ourselves when we're all fucking wounded. You can't. you emotionally like stay at a certain level. Usually whatever age you were wounded at, or that you experienced some kind of really intense trauma at, is the age that you will be emotionally stunted at. Okay. And so this energy is asking you and telling you, like, go get the healing, go and do something so that you can finally reclaim your whole self. This energy is actually bringing in this transformative, it's like a clearing out type of energy within us, where it really is helping us to release and to heal anything that you've been carrying for like the last 10, 20 years, maybe even longer, right? And it's time to release that baggage, to let it go, so that you can really allow more to come in and for new energy to take up that space within you. Because the moment that we heal, the moment that we are out of that trauma response and we're not living from fight or flight anymore, is the moment that you step into thriving. That is the moment that you are now living from ease, from joy, from love, and you start to create from that energy, and you start to expand and live from that energy, and it builds momentum, and you get better and better at it. And all of a sudden you just realize one day, like, holy shit, my life is completely unfolding in a way I never expected it to. Okay, so that's the magic and the beauty that this energy is bringing us, and is showing us the way to get to that. Okay. So it's time to set big goals and pursue them under any circumstances. Okay, this is not a time for excuses. This is not a time for you to sit there and lick old wounds. This is a time to say, you know what? I've had enough of this shit. I'm doing something about it. I'm going to get counseling. I'm going to get coaching. I'm going to get healing. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get my life, to get myself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually back in alignment. Okay, and it's about setting those goals and being super committed to them. And like, the more commitment that you have, the more Jupiter is going to reward you. The more Jupiter is going to expand all the good that you deserve from taking that risk, from taking that leap of faith. Okay, because this is also like breakthrough energy. So it's like you could have a breakthrough literally overnight. So this is a very, very important time to set big goals. I'm not talking little teensy goals, big goals, okay? So it's highlighting the need for passion with what you do on a daily basis to make money and take care of yourself in a material way. So again, back to that money making, it needs to start coming from passion. It needs to be something that you're excited about, something that makes you feel like a little kid inside. I'm being shown this playful energy, so it needs to light you up. What lights you up? That is your passion. That is where your money is going to come from. That is what you are going to be able to expand, okay? So Jupiter is inspiring you to take a risk now. This is the only way to your dreams. Get out of the comfort zone. Take a risk. Be willing to do uncomfortable things that you've never done before, but it's a part of your passion. You're going to have to learn some things that are uncomfortable that maybe you don't necessarily like or enjoy, but it's going to help you to get closer to your passion. So then, therefore, you have to do it. You have to take the risk. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable in this moment. This is no time to stay in comfort zone. Absolutely not. And you know what? This energy, the decisions that you are going to be making right now, and the actions that you are going to take right now are going to actually play out in your life for the next 12 years. That's a long time, okay? That's a good decade. And if you're anyone over 40, then you know that like that's a big deal, right? That's a very significant amount of time. So this energy, your actions, your choices, your dedication, your willingness to step outside of your comfort zone can literally change your life. And it's going to change your life for the next 12 years and probably even beyond, because once you get set up in that new thing that you want to do, then the ball just kind of gets rolling and it'll continue playing out. It will continue evolving. You will continue evolving and learning and growing and figuring out different ways of doing it and figuring out like how you can also maybe add new things or different things to what you're doing to your passion. So this is important. Very important, because like I said, this energy and what seeds you are going to plant, what actions you are taking now under this Jupiter conjunction is playing out for the next 12 years. So you better make it good. You better make it worthwhile, okay? It's going to be supporting spiritual growth by helping you maintain optimism. So there's a very optimistic, very lighthearted, very exciting, very powerful energy. I feel it. I feel it in my own, like, whole being. I feel it. There's just this super powerful energy that is propelling us forward, and it's helping us to spiritually grow and expand. That is what spirituality is when you allow yourself to be that authentic version of yourself, when you stop playing small, when you stop having self-confidence issues, when you stop belittling yourself or thinking that you're not good enough, stop doubting yourself. That is what is going to expand you. That is what is going to connect you to spirituality within yourself. It connects you to your own divinity, to that power house that is within you that creates worlds, okay, that creates lives. So tap into that energy right now. This week, all week, Saturday here in the Northern Hemisphere in Canada, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is happening on Saturday on the 20th. In other parts of the world, depending on where you are, it could be happening on the 21st. But regardless, like I said, this is a 12-day window. So this energy is open basically as of today all the way until the 27th. So take advantage of it. Initiate something new, okay? Initiate something new. Drop in the comments. Tell me, I have initiated something new. Tell me what you have initiated if you want to tell me. If you don't want to tell me, if you don't want to make it public, that's okay. No problem. But just put it down in the comments that I am doing this so that I know. I want to be your bestie. I want to be your cheerleader. I'm here to support you, man. I'm here to help you get going on this because this is something I've done for myself and it's the best thing I've ever done. The best thing. I am living my passion. I am doing what I love to do. And it took a lot of learning. It took a lot of overcoming, and it took a lot of healing for me to get to this place. And that's why now I'm sharing this with you. And that's why I'm so passionate about this message. That's why I put that course together, to help other people get through their shit so they can finally become who they are meant to become. Okay? Let's move on. Jupiter also symbolizes happiness, okay? So it's time for happiness to come back into your life and to bloom and to blossom into not just happiness, but into full-on bliss, okay? It wants to bring happiness into your life right now through something or through someone. Let it, okay? This is about releasing resistance. This is about releasing any fear, because fear is resistance. So it's like, allow this new, beautiful, wonderful thing to come into your life that is going to bring you happiness and fulfillment. And if it's you bringing happiness to yourself through initiating, through taking some kind of step, some action that is going to put you in alignment with your passion, then that is what is going to bring you happiness. Either way, Jupiter wants to expand happiness in your life right now. This is a very, very good time to ask yourself, what brings me luck and success? Because Jupiter is all about luck. This is a great time to do things that, like buying a lottery ticket, for example, anything that has to do with luck. So it's what brings me luck and success? What gives me confidence? What makes my life purposeful? This is also about connecting to your purpose. Your passion is your purpose. That's always how it works. Okay, so now let's look at the symbolism of Uranus. Uranus symbolizes and is connected to technology, to rebellion, and to innovation. So Uranus in this mix, in this conjunction, is saying, hey, you know that thing, technology that we all have access to right now? Why don't you use that? And why don't you share your message with the world through technology? There's this option, this opportunity, right? Because Jupiter is bringing opportunity, so is Uranus actually. It's all about opportunities, both of these planets. And it's in the tangible, in the physical, in the sign of Taurus. So technology available to you is now helping you to expand, to grow a business perhaps, a passion of yours of some kind, right? Use that. This is rebellion energy as well. It's where within yourself do you need to rebel, or are you rebelling against something? Perhaps that is what your message needs to be. Perhaps that is what your passion is whatever you're rebelling against, right? And can you bring love and compassion into that and then share that message with the world? So what is it that you are against? What is it that you don't like in the world that you see right now playing out? Because that is something that is it's like we have this opportunity to bring a very positive spin, right? Rebellion isn't about like, well, let's get out there pitchforks and blow torches. Rebellion is you can rebel against something in a very compassionate kind of way where you say, I don't think this is right in our world and I think we need to change it. And this is how I feel like we could change it for the better. So there's that. Is there anything that you feel passionate about when it comes to rebelling against something, but bringing a solution to that? Think about that for a moment. It's also about innovation, right? So it's this new ideas, fresh ideas, creating new ways of doing things. Uranus also hates the rules and is eager to facilitate groundbreaking dynamic change. So Uranus says, I don't want to follow certain rules. I don't want to do stuff a certain way, the way that perhaps they have been done up until now. Uranus is bringing this energy for us where it's saying, you know what? I want to try it in a new way. I want to try it in a different way, in a way that feels much more in alignment with myself. So that's a dynamic change that it could be bringing for you as well. Uranus also wants you back in your power and to release all fear. So this is a complete dissolving of fear. This is you putting yourself out there unapologetically, wholeheartedly. Don't give a shit what people think. It's go time. Okay? That is the energy that Uranus is also bringing in with Jupiter. It's about completely letting fear go and just fully, wholeheartedly stepping into your passion. It's bringing a sense of urgency to move out of complacency and comfort zones and to invent or reinvent yourself. This is a really, really creative time at this time right now too. So we have this magical energy of creation where we could just have like super weird, cool, innovative ideas that could solve amazing like issues around the world, right? Or even just within your community, or even just within your own life. Right? And then how can you share that? How can you expand upon that and put that message out into the world and help others also overcome perhaps similar situations in their lives, right? So it's time to move out of your comfort zone. It is time to move out of complacency. In these 12 days, do something that is outside of your comfort zone. Do something that really pushes you out of complacency, so that you can generate this energy and signal to the universe like, okay, yes, I'm going to flow with this energy. I'm going to connect to it. I'm going to align with it. Okay, do that because like I said, this is affecting your life for the next 12 years. It matters what you decide at this point. It really matters. It's going to have a massive impact in your life, way bigger than you think or that we may realize. This Uranus energy is also delivering surprises, shocks, and sudden unpredictable change. So you could literally start something that is like a passion project and have it blow up. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I never expected to have that kind of support from people or that level of understanding or just people like really enjoying what I'm doing or what I put out there. So it's a really, really great time to be very open to surprises, to shocks, to unexpected changes. And these changes could sometimes be very uncomfortable because there's this urgency for us to step outside of our comfort zone. So some of these changes could be very uncomfortable. But again, it's not about focusing on the fear or the discomfort of the change. It's about focusing on how is this going to improve my life? How is this going to change me? What is this trying to teach me? And, it's about pushing us into a level of confidence that we haven't had before. We're all afraid to initially do something until you've done it. And then once you've done it, you're going to be like, I've been afraid of this whole time. And it wasn't even a big deal, because it's like once you do it, that is the moment that you overcome the fear. In that instant, fear is gone because now you've done it. You have experienced it, and there you go. So stay open to surprises. Stay open to your own understanding, to your own compassion. Allow yourself to receive. Okay, get in that receiving mode. Allow yourself to have these new experiences, no matter how uncomfortable they are. Under the influence of this energy, many of us will make sudden changes in our lives at this time. So you might actually all of a sudden within these next 12 days just feel super compelled to make some big change in your life. And if you do, awesome. Like, I totally commend you and congratulate you, because that is what this energy is bringing. You might actually just go from like one day to the next where you're like, that's it. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing this now. And that's just that. It's going to be super black and white, and you're just going to make some big change in your life all of a sudden, which is awesome. Very good. That's exactly what this energy is trying to do. Bust us out of that comfort zone, right? Or it could be that something big is going to change in your life, especially if you take action. So some kind of change could just come into your life without you expecting it, or you could just all of a sudden decide to make some kind of big change in your life without other people expecting it. And they might be surprised and just all of a sudden be like, whoa, what are you doing? Right? But it's all good. Uranus also represents receptivity, which I just talked about. It's about understanding that you deserve to be happy, okay? You deserve all of the amazing that the universe wants to offer you and wants to bring into your life at this time. Please be open to it. Put your hands out, meditate, get into affirmations of gratitude, do a daily gratitude practice over these 12 days, every single day, absolutely. And express gratitude for courage, okay? It's so important. I find it very valuable in my own life to do this, is I just express gratitude. I'm so grateful for my courage. I'm so grateful that I'm willing to step outside my comfort zone. I'm so grateful that I'm willing to do things that are uncomfortable. I'm so grateful that I'm willing to learn, to expand my knowledge so that I can become a higher, better version of myself and share that knowledge with the world. Okay, it's that kind of energy, and that's the kind of affirmations that you can do at this time over these 12 days to really, really boost, to really align you, get you into this absolutely magical energy of transformation. And I'm telling you, you will experience transformation. It may not happen necessarily over these 12 days, but it's definitely going to play out. It's playing out over the next 6 months, and it's playing out over the next 12 years of your life. So it's just going to unfold. Whatever you invest in yourself at this time is what you're going to get back. That's always how the universe works. Okay? So, because Uranus is also all about originality and individuality. So it wants you to get original. Can you accept and love your quirkiness, your weirdness, your strangeness, your whateverness, and just share it with the world anyway, and like, do you. You got to just do you. Okay? Now, Uranus is also influencing what we value as a global society and within ourselves. So it's asking us to really look at, what do you value? Do you still value all the same things that you used to value? Or are your values now different? Have you noticed that you are much more focused and find certain things much more important now that maybe you didn't find important before? Maybe you were completely oblivious to before. And you now might notice that your priorities, your value system has completely done a 360 or like a 180, that you have completely changed what you prioritize. And that's a very, very good thing too. Our priorities shifting. There is this need globally for our priorities to shift. And I am noticing, if I just look out into the global atmosphere and I tune into that, what I really pick up on and notice is that people are valuing closeness more. They're valuing love. They're valuing authenticity more. As a matter of fact, there's a massive craving for authenticity. I'm also noticing that people are starting to value like a more spiritual perspective of life, rather than a materialistic perspective. So it's like we're getting out of these cycles of fakeness, of inauthenticity, of like all these, influencers that just pretend to be successful but are not actually. So it's like all of this stuff is like starting to crumble. It's starting to fade away, and we're prioritizing realness. We're prioritizing family time, community, connection, real connection. We're prioritizing growing our own food, eating more clean, being more healthy. Even the products that we're buying and we're using, even that has taken a big shift. If you haven't noticed in the last, I'm going to say 5 years, but especially in the last like 2-3 years, particularly, that has taken a huge shift globally, where we're becoming more earth conscious. We're becoming much more self-conscious and realizing like, hey, maybe certain things and certain products I'm using or certain things I'm buying or over consumption or over consumerism is no longer fulfilling me. It's no longer, filling my cup the way that it used to. It's no longer kind of releasing all the dopamine or the happy hormones that it once did. It's like now we're valuing simplicity more and just peace and quiet and love. So that's amazing. There's this gorgeous unfolding of that, and it's going to continue as we move through this year. Now, Uranus has, of course, like every planet, a positive and a negative side. And on the positive side, Uranus is associated with enlightenment, with being highly intuitive and tuned into that intuition. It's also associated with progressiveness. It's a very forward-facing, like let's go, let's move ahead type of energy. The positive side is also objectivity, novelty, and ingenuity. Now, on the negative side, however, Uranus embodies rebelliousness without a cause. So this is where people are just, causing shit just to cause shit, and, cause arguments just to cause arguments because they feel the restlessness within themselves because of their lack of alignment within themselves. And it's also irresponsible, and in the not developed way, it reacts. It doesn't respond, it reacts. So that's sort of the negative aspect of Uranus. And I'm mentioning this because it's very important right now for us to look at that within ourselves. Where am I not taking responsibility? What am I not taking responsibility for? How's that working out for me? Probably not good. Where are you underdeveloped, especially when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to how you take care of yourself, how you love and support yourself? Are you being rebellious against something, but maybe you don't even really know what you're being rebellious against? So just evaluate these things within yourself. Or are you embodying more of the positive sides of Uranus, which would be the enlightenment? Are you feeling like, oh my God, like I'm expanding, the way I'm seeing the world is changing, the way I'm seeing myself is changing. I'm like, my intuition's been in high gear and I just like pick up on things more than I used to. Are you noticing that you're becoming more progressive, forward-facing, and more goal-oriented, and having this desire to like really move forward, make big strides in your life to up-level your life, to make your life even better? So kind of just check in with yourself, see where you're at on the scale with what aspect of Uranus are you embodying at this time, because we are being very pushed to stretch our minds and see beyond the ordinary. We're being asked to stretch, like I said, so far outside of our comfort zones like never before. And it's going to be uncomfortable, yes. But because Jupiter is in the mix with this conjunction, she is bringing like happiness and fulfillment energy with that expansion, with that stretching outside of the comfort zone. So I think that's amazing. It's actually helping us and making stepping outside of our comfort zone easier, which is awesome because most people don't like to do that, right? So this is about looking forward to drastic changes. What kind of drastic changes perhaps do you need to make in your life at this time? And on a global scale, I just want to quickly mention there could be very drastic changes as well, things that we don't expect. Some things could play out really weird right now. I'm going to say don't focus on that actually too much. Don't worry about that too much. Everything is going to come back into balance. Everything always has to come back into balance. It's universal law. So right now, the most important thing is for us to just focus on ourselves, our own self-development, and how we can get ahead and get out of these repetitive cycles that are basically ending with this Uranus-Jupiter conjunction. So there could be even this energy with the lower octave of Uranus where leaders are, if they're embodying the lower octave of Uranus, then they could be very much bringing almost like a dictatorship type of energy. Okay, so that is something to be mindful of. And I mean, if that shit plays out in our global stages, then, you know, I think the people at this point, because Uranus bringing its rebellious energy, the people aren't going to stand for dictatorship. Are you kidding me? We're moving towards ascension, not away from ascension. So I don't think any of us are going to tolerate dictatorship at this point. Now, Uranus helps you to answer the following questions about yourself and is asking you actually these questions. What makes me special? What makes me different? Where in life am I most eccentric? Where do I want to create change? And Uranus is asking us these questions because Uranus actually has to do with the quirkiness. So depending on where in your chart, your birth chart, Uranus is sitting, it actually influences how kind of weird or different or quirky somebody can be depending on the placement. So right now it's asking you, what makes you different just from everyone else that you know, or the community that surrounds you, or even the global community? How are you different? How do you stand out? It's asking you to connect to that energy because, again, that differentness within you most likely will connect to your passion as well. And that connects to your authenticity, right? So it's about embracing that differentness within yourself. It's about being okay with what makes you different. And it's about being okay with being eccentric. So just let your freak flag fly right now. Now, Uranus's positive influence makes us very outgoing. It really helps us to put ourselves out there. So again, depending on what you're embodying at the moment, Uranus can either help you embody being more outgoing, more brave, more courageous to put yourself out there, or on the negative side, this could be difficulties developing intimacy on a personal level, becoming moody, bitter, and hypersensitive. So if you are experiencing any of those right now, then just know that Uranus is highlighting that within you. Like if you are being moody, hypersensitive, or having difficulty connecting with others, being more introverted, then those energies are being highlighted for you to recognize that, hey, you're in the lower octave of Uranus and you need to get up to the higher octave of Uranus, okay? So it's like, what can you do? And then this is where coaching would come in to support you, right? Talking to someone who is more spiritual perhaps, or just talking to somebody that can give you really positive advice and help you get up and embody that higher version of Uranus, to be more outgoing, more brave, more willing to connect, to have your heart open. And the only time that we don't have our heart open in these situations, and the only time that we embody lower octaves of Uranus, is when we have trauma. When we have trauma from our childhood, or traumas from throughout our entire life perhaps, and we haven't healed yet. Our heart hasn't healed yet. You haven't given yourself all of those things that you needed in those times when you were experiencing trauma. Okay? So that's what would cause you to feel moody, to get into this lower vibrational version of yourself. Because that's not who you truly are, right? None of us are like that for real. Now, Uranus is asking us to adopt a humanitarian spirit and global mindset. So again, this is about how you can serve, how you can give back, how you can support others, perhaps through your own traumas. When we heal certain traumas within ourselves, the moment that you heal it is the moment that you get those answers and that clarity of how you can help someone else also heal it. And the only reason why you can help someone else heal it is because you've been through it. You've experienced it and you know exactly what the process was that you had to move through to completely shed that low vibrational trauma and open your heart back up to yourself and to others, because trauma often closes us off from other people. So can you adopt a humanitarian spirit right now, a more global mindset of how you can help the greater good? And can you allow yourself to live as one unified being with the world around you? So it's about really tuning into, other people's needs as well, and really seeing where you can make a difference. This is about teamwork, unification, collaboration, and strength in numbers. So Uranus and Jupiter in the sign of Taurus is asking us now to come together, support one another, support ourselves, get going with our healing so that we can become this higher version of ourselves, this more enlightened, lighter version of ourselves, and to really start embodying that powerhouse energy that we all have inside. Work with each other, get into teams, support one another. It is so much easier to do life when we are supporting each other rather than when we are struggling on our own and thinking that we have to figure everything out on our own. It's really hard. It is really hard to do that. And it's not necessary to do that. So that is my message about this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. I know that was a little bit long and winded, but very powerful. This is very important. We need to pay attention and really tune in and understand what this time, what these 12 days are giving us an opportunity for. Okay, so this is go time, and I wish you so much strength and so much courage and so much wisdom and so much power to get going with whatever changes you need to make in your life right now. Because let me tell you, baby, you make those changes and you're going to be like flying to the moon. Like seriously, it's like time to bust through the glass ceiling and reach for the stars. Have an incredible 12 days. I'm going to be back here and spreading more encouragement, more inspiration, more motivation for all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.